All right. You all are at Zelkor's Ferry. A week after the incredible events of a week ago, what was Lunasa the 4th of Fomhar. It is now Frigg's Day, Lunasa the 12th of Fomhar. It is no holy day here in Albion. Many of your friends are dead. You can tell the pressure is dropping. A wind has come. It's probably going to be bad weather soon. And it is the night before Lunasa the 12th. And you are at the Bristleback Inn. I won't go over Zelkor's Ferry tonight because we've already done enough bookkeeping. And in the Bristleback Inn, a week later, Odo Bristleback has money. He's a landowner. And so he's broken into his coffers to appeal to aid from Bardsgate. That, combined with the stories of your heroism and adventure and treasure, because some of you have found great treasure, have led people to come to Zelkor's Ferry of their own whims. And mercenaries have come in for higher pay. Odo is offering higher pay now. And so the gates have been repaired, the barracks is replenished, and the inn is busier than it often is. And there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. What's it called? This. There are 4 desperate-looking people sitting by themselves. You have come to know what this means. These people have come overland. Refugees, if you're kind. Outlaws, if not. There are 4 people sitting and drinking and laughing. And they have armor and weapons. The telltale sign of other adventurers. And then there is a man sitting by himself at a table. He looks like he has a cloak on and tunic, and you can just make out the outline of a weapon at his side. And boots. He is no desperate refugee like the table of the other table of people. What do you do? And Krogon, you're the group caller tonight.
Let's get hiring.
Do we need help? Yeah. Look, spread around. And he limits the fact that this is a clean town. We'll have to behave. And then, but he himself is going to walk up to the lone guy and sit down like they're old comrades with him. And he'll exhume his personality as it does. He doesn't have his armor exactly on at the moment. He's in his bearskin loincloth and cloak. So, stranger, who are you and what brings you to this place? Is the ceiling very low to you?
He looks up from his drink. He's like, my name's Rodokon. I'd heard there's a lot of money here. You look like you've been around. Look like you're pretty scratched up. Do those scratches come with enough pay?
Yes, you sound exactly like what we are looking for. I have some friends, and we're going... let me think a moment.
Now, an interesting problem is you all have horses. These people do not.
There's one more for sale that I haven't bought that may solve a small problem, but I don't know how it'll work out with a big group.
I do tell him, yeah, we're looking for some sturdy sword. I need someone I can count on who will not falter. Is that you? And I hold up my arm like I want to arm wrestle him on the table.
He holds his hand out underneath, as if waiting for you to pour coins into it instead. And he says, "If the pay is good, I'll take the work."
That's okay. Your arms are puny, but I think you can fight. What do you want for a day of work?
A fair share of treasure, and no idiotic heroics. And that is for a hireling a
How
half
about this
share.
guy Krogon?
Wow. So you are tough. A fair share. Roderick, you said your name was?
Rodican.
Rodican. What is your specialty? Warrior?
And he opens up a purse that he has inside of his cloak, and he pulls out some instruments, and he's like, "I'm able to get into places if I need to. I know how to use a blade too."
May I
Like he pulled out a loot.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be great. I can't torture you guys anymore. At that point, everybody would just quit. They'd be like, "Forget it. Like, I quit. I'm leaving Zilcourse Ferry. Get out of this town."
I tell him, an equal share. I will ask my friends. We could use someone like you. But I'll buy him a beer.
When do we depart?
Soon. Are you
Aye.
ready?
I'm ready.
Do you have a horse?
No horse. Came in by the ferry.
Can you move fast?
Aye.
And I give him a good nod, and I clink a silver piece on the table. Say, I'll be back. And get to Bart. That was almost unintentional. He goes back.
That was Krogon's whole arc right there.
And quickly fill him in. And just for brevity's sake, he'll come in and kind of sit down. Yeah, I talked to him. He looks like he knows what he's doing, but he wants an equal share.
Half
He wants to
share.
be one of us.
Half share.
Oh, pardon me. But he looks like he has some tools, can get us into places. I looked around. Did we had a rogue or scoundrel thief in our troop? Not really, right?
I don't
No.
think so.
Now, Krogon, I'm not sure we want someone who isn't brave. That
But
always makes me worry.
thieves are never brave. If he can open locks, we fight. He opens locks.
I think you can open a lock just fine yourself.
The Krogon merely shrugs then at that point. It's your choice. I need more skulls, not quite full.
Do any of
I
the
think
other
we might have better sport with these other 4 men at the friendlier looking table.
What are you saying? What did you say, heretic?
Sorry.
do any of the
Sorry.
other men look like magic users?
No.
I see we're looking for the same thing. Darn.
Or sorry.
Having a nuke that you can carry around? Yes, it would be handy.
I mean, I'm fine with him. I don't care. I mean, I'll split the price of the horse arm so that we can all travel at a, the same rate.
Mm. I mean, we can always loan him a horse. Keep it afterward, and then that's...
We have to buy one there, right?
Yeah, and then we'd have to stable it in between, but stabling's not too bad. It's a silver a day.
Oh, by the way, you should also mark off 7 silver for your war horses. So that's the cost for horse feed and stabling.
How much silver and gold? 10?
10.
Got it. Kurgon's spending quite lavishly. I'm going to drop like 80 gold pieces, and he's just buying drinks for everybody. And food flying.
You spend
buying
80
everything.
gold on drinks in the bar over a period of a week?
and trinkets and just roaring good time.
All right, I'm gonna see if you attract anybody.
That's probably
I mean,
rolling the bones for the mage.
Yeah.
And also, I've been working on that head of that skull. I've been meticulously cleaning it and seasoning it, and then eventually going to have it crafted so I can wear it.
All right. How much
Little
gold?
linseed oil.
How much gold did you spend?
80.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And then what's your charisma modifier?
13. So I get. Well, I don't know if there's a modifier for that. +1.
I don't see modifiers in the book.
Yeah.
When you ask for that, are you looking for like the BX modifiers that are like 13, 16, 18?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of how it would impact a reaction roll, I think morale and reactions, it just leaves it up to me. So yes, I do lean on BX sometimes for things like morale and reactions.
He's high average, 13.
Yeah. So you can just tell me the number. I apologize. If you spent a week just like, that is a huge amount of money. A huge amount of money. It's the people that have cycled through here, I rolled 2 more times. And
They all went. I was like, woo!
There is another person that you meet. These are people that like just party with you, okay? But there's one more adventurer who's another scoundrel, like this guy, who also, he's a thief. He likes, he lightly armored and a scoundrelly type person named Maelos. And he agrees if you would like, he will also work for you. And the really good one is there are 7 mercenaries that come in looking for work, but because there are a bunch of people that make it in over the period of a week. And they're actually going to leave if it weren't for you. So if you all choose to retain them, there are 7 mercenaries. And I can give you a price for them. They do not go with you into dungeons, but they can travel with you overland. They charge a flat fee. They are trained and they have their own equipment.
How are they equipped? Are these light infantry or heavy infantry?
They're like heavy infantry. They do not have horses, because they came in by the boat.
Heavy infantry is a great find. They'll have passable armor.
If you spend the money, you can keep them, and that's what they're here for. They're here for just the money, and so they stick around if they're getting paid, and if they're not, they leave. Let's see.
Does it seem like these are the same guys I talked to last time in the bar who were all about fighting evil?
No, these are just people. Yeah, these are just people. Yeah, that's true too. These people are just.
But they'll fight.
They just
money.
they don't want to fight, to be clear. These are people that they have armor and swords, and they guard things, and they guard caravans and take on work, and they're not adventurers. They're not interested in trying to fight chaos or monsters or get treasure. They just carry swords for pay, and they take them out.
Ramius, are you a cleric?
I'm not.
Pardon me. That was heretic. You were a cleric, right? Hey, Father, pops appeal to the troops who want to really join us out of the 7. We can weed out the weak.
I'm all for these guys.
Yeah, I'll snap hire them if nobody else wants to, and if you guys are for it, then great.
Are we individually hiring them or hiring them as a group? My charisma shit.
Mine's okay.
I don't really have anything to hire them with.
Don't worry, man. If you're strapped, just
Who has the highest charisma?
make sure you're staying afloat. It's probably me or Krogon. I think we're both at +1.
I've got charisma 14.
Oh wow, 3 of us are. This is a pretty solid group for.
We're a handsome group.
Okay. For the
That's
month,
Sanson does.
for just all of their various fees would cost 50 gold.
What? That's it?
But actually, of note, you would also need to pay for them to stay here, which they're going to want to stay in the inn. So I guess there's that. So
7 times 7.
that's
49 more. 99 gold.
210 gold for them to stay here at the inn and have food and
That's for the month.
yeah.
That's so the next 3 adventures after this one we'd have them.
You would have them for a whole month, so it would be for the next 4 adventures. 260 gold for 7 mercenaries, and they will travel with you overland. They'll guard your horses. They'll guard anything you want them to. Yeah.
Could we make an option if anyone volunteers to go into the dungeon, we'll pay them double?
Not for these guys. They have no interest in adventure.
Got it. Okay. But I am going to go to the newest chap that I just partied with for the last week and met and gambled with, and he'd probably taken most of my 80 gold. The last guys, I know Rudnick's name, and what was the other guy's name?
The other guy's name is Malar.
I say, Malar, I'll give you half my treasure for one excursion. I keep everything else, only gold.
Oh. How much?
Half of my share.
Oh. Wow. Yeah. Half of Kurgan's share. He's down. He's your buddy. He's like, heck yeah. You drank with him. You paid for his booze. You all partied together. You've probably been thrown in the barracks at one point for at least a 48-hour period to cool off for causing problems, you know? And, yeah.
And we bond.
Yeah.
And
okay, so you've got 2 thieves. One of them has a horse that you all own. Do you all want to pay the 260? Yeah, and you don't have to do a month. You can divide that by 4 and just use it for one adventure or whatever you want to do.
I'll pay their monthly rate, and I'll cover their costs directly with Odo, as long as they end up staying.
All right, that's 260 gold. For the next 4 adventures, you have 7 mercenaries at your command.
awesome.
If you guys decide at some point that you want to split the cost for that, we can deal with that later. If not, I'll eat it.
Yeah. Later. Split.
Nice.
I will at least.
Malar, does he have stats and stuff like that? I suppose you're going to be running him.
Yeah, for now, but he is now your henchman, so I'm giving him an armor class of 12. He's a level 2 thief, so I'm going to give him a, let's see here, I'm going to give him 6 hit points, and he's got a short bow and a dagger.
Nice. And we got matching tattoos.
Yeah.
How are the infantry equipped?
They are heavy footmen, and so they have a sword, chainmail, and a shield. They can also have a number that use pole arms if you would prefer as well.
I like the kit that they've got. I would also give them bows on a loan if they can carry them.
Okay. These people are slow, so that's one big downside to this.
That's okay. Being able to move faster than your hirelings is good.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, you paid him for this, so that might be the arrangement. It might be like, listen, if we get in trouble, we want you to do a fighting retreat back to the settlement, and we're on horseback, and we're getting out of here, and that's what we paid you for. These are not like
Can we
henchmen.
hire some? Sorry. Can we hire some mules to speed them up over land?
Yes, that will absolutely speed them up. I will say that each of you could purchase a mule, but after that, there wouldn't be any mules. I don't think you've purchased a mule yet, have you?
I think actually Guion had a mule.
Guion. Okay, that's right. He did have a mule. Okay, so you guys can have 4 mules. A mule is 20 gold. So
how many mules would we need to get these guys 1 speed tier up?
I'm gonna say that if that carries their pole arms and weapons and armor, that 2 mules would do it. That would also
Probably
give
they
you,
want to travel armored.
Yeah. I also recognize this is eaten into your all's time, so I will.
Okay.
If it's no, I want to say, and if this is too softball, y'all let me know. But my thought is that it's not really fair to you all, so I wanted to offer like that this could apply to the next 4 adventures, not the next 3, because like you didn't even get to have a full adventure this time, so it doesn't seem very fair to me. But that's up to you all. I mean, if you're like, no. I'm like, okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, yeah.
It's your call.
Yeah, no,
That
it just
sounds
doesn't seem fair. Like you are working really hard to try to like make a plan. You should be able to enjoy that plan. So
We'll accept the favor of the gods. Calm favor.
how many mules do you want?
However many we need to get them moving at
That would be 40.
I'd ask them to. Sorry.
That'd be 40 gold pieces for 2.
Okay.
And that's another 2 silver pieces a day, though, of note. So
No problem.
Did you purchase it?
I'll front the costs for that, and we can sort out any changes to that later. If not, I'll eat it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna request that they travel in chain with the bows, and if it looks like we're getting into trouble, they'll grab their swords and shields.
All right, I'll move their movement rate up 1. And so it would be a movement rate of 9. Be the same as the rest of the group.
Oh, it's 7 guys. 6 of them have bows. 1 will have a light crossbow. I don't know. We'll sort that out if it comes to it.
Okay. All right. Anything else you all want to do in the inn?
I just enjoy some mead because it might be my last.
I will even make a deal because I think that like you all should be able to enjoy your plans and not sweat every detail. I will say that for mercenaries, if you talk to Odo, they can stay in the barracks so long as they also assist in the defense of Zelkor's Ferry if you have an arrangement with him. But that doesn't count for henchmen. Henchmen are just like you. They're your buddies. Okay. Or hirelings. Hirelings are just temporary henchmen. Okay. All right. Sounds like we're not doing anything else in the tavern. So the next day, when the sun rises, actually, no, this wouldn't happen the next day. Nice. Let me improve your visibility. The winds have picked up. It seems bad weather is coming soon. Otherwise, there are clouds, towering cumulus type clouds in the sky. But the visibility is otherwise fairly good, apart from it being overcast. Forest to your south, the river to your north and east, and open wetlands to your west. Where do you go?
We headed to the mouth.
Well, we just hired guys. I thought we were going overland.
And I had as the group goal today to do overland exploration, but that's okay. And Krogon, but if you want to go to the Mouth of Doom, you can. Sorry, go ahead, Darren.
No, sorry, I was just reaching that. Krogon gestures. All right, everybody, I think we can make it there if we move quick. We follow the ridge line. We can see the view. I've been here before. It should be safe.
What direction overland did you talk about going?
Southwest.
Southwest. Well, I'm good for anything. Although I have not yet been to the mouth of Doom.
Yeah, you
That's a
took a
good
punch
plan.
up.
That's all good. Let's see what we have from map.
How does our troop look of 7 soldiers? Are they like actually look competent?
Oh yeah, these are professionals. This is all they do. They travel from Bard's Gate to find work as trained sellswords, and yeah, primarily for static security, if you will. They stand around and they guard things and guard caravans, and yeah.
During Krogon, we'll make the rounds and talk to them and chum up and
Oh, they love Krogon, yeah.
nudge and
They're like, oh, Krogon, yeah, good to see you, yeah. All right,
boys. When we get back, there'll be plenty of partying,
yeah.
but no girls.
Oh, it's true though. Okay, so you're traveling along the west side of the ridge, or are you going to go up onto the hill?
So Hill, move.
To the
Move,
hill.
you slackers, and I laugh.
Okay, so you're able to travel. If you stay on the ridge line, it starts to become dark by the time you make it to the opposite hillside. Your day is not over yet, but I want to give you additional visibility. Sprinkles of rain start to fall. From the hillside, you can see farther. The mountain rising up in the distance. Forest. There are forests on the far side of an old, overgrown road. A small building off by itself on the other side of the road from the forest and the river. And then there's a hill on the opposite side of the river that you can see rising up. And then I gotta make a couple checks.
Krogon gestures. That shack over there. We stopped. Up there, and he points to the major hill. That is the Halls of Doom. There was some of us died last time, heroically, and we'll meet them in the halls of Valhalla. And you see my little kind of hangabout, Malar, my little thief's gunky guy, stays out of view and out of range of missile weapons potentially.
This is very interesting.
Wasn't that the shed that we did hole up in, and then we ambushed? Or no, we followed the assault troop.
This is a bit of a day off, but out of character, this is what makes sense. So, yeah, and so Krogon, well, that's a week from now, actually. Yeah. So the events of Monday are a week from now, to be clear. So this is the past for you. But you can see, let me actually roll a few of these things. With this improved visibility, ranging on the edge of the forest here, miles away, you can see a group of at least 20 armed persons.
Any obvious banners or colors?
They seem to be flying no banner or color. It doesn't look like they have like tabards or uniforms or crests
Are they
or anything.
refugees, obviously, or are they soldiers?
But also not refugees. It does look like they're armed.
Which direction are they headed?
It looks like they're headed to the southeast, to this way on the other side of the mountain.
How much time is left in the day before they're going to have to camp themselves if they're stopping for the night?
Probably 3 or 4 hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours.
Rogan, what do you think? Do we follow him or do we follow our course?
They are travelers. We leave them be.
I've never seen a traveler out here.
And he's trying to see, are they carrying bodies or slaves? As some indication?
It's hard to tell if they have slaves, but these are people are well armed, with motley assortments of various armors.
I'll turn to Kalik back and I'll grin. Depends. Do you want to fight?
Well, if they're bandits in our lands coming up this way, it's probably the right thing to do. To at least make a show of force. We could try to move up to the tree line, take them by surprise. We've got the bows for it.
They may have bows also.
How many of there are of us?
I count score 4. 24, you said?
24 of them.
There's about
okay.
There's about 20 or so. Of you, there are 7 plus 14. There's 14 total. Because there's 2 thieves, 4 of you. So I'm sorry, that's 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 of you.
Well, yeah.
We do not have a fight with them.
We could follow them back to their place, see if it's one they ought to be keeping in our lands.
See if they've got a nice home.
And maybe have some booty and loot and a tower.
And a tower. I like this plan.
I like
Rogan, it could be that you just give them a nice pep talk and they decide that they want to work for you instead.
Can we
Have
afford
got
it?
skulls after all. Can they afford not to?
We'll see how many survive, and I feel the edge of my sword. Ding!
There's not to be a fight at the start.
You're right. You're so civilized. We shall cover them or go to the Hall of Doom. We have 2 choices right now. They're moving away. They're going away down the river.
I'll defer to your judgment on this one.
Yeah, you're the caller. But that being said, everybody gives some input, and then you coalesce that.
Yeah, and I'm saying we'll have a war council. I'm no chief. What do you say, priest?
Yeah.
Warrior?
I worry they could turn the tables on us if we chase after them. They could see us and set up an ambush.
Live and let live then. Let them go. We go to the mountain of doom.
All right.
I feel my chest.
Let's see here. It takes you... Whoops. I have the drawing thing on.
But anyone, speak up if you want to chase these brigands.
My main concern, I don't think we have to, but my main concern would be that they spot us on our way out and double back and decide they want to get fancy with us on our way out.
So you make
Hopefully that's what the mercs help with.
right here, and Father Bloombad, you can roll a d6. You got a 4? Okay. The winds are starting to pick up, and the clouds are towering in the darkness as the sun sets. Just as night falls, you make it to the forest's edge at the foot of the mountain. But you can see, traveling this way, Father Bloombad, out in the darkness, are 3 figures. They are clearly people.
Ogon, you see them? 3 figures in the darkness.
Yeah, your eyes are better. I've been drinking beer. Who are they?
I can't make out their details.
Yo! I yell out. Who are you?
Let me see what they raise their hands up shakily, probably some 50 yards away in the dark. Please don't hurt us. Please help us.
Everyone be ready. And I walk just up toward the people.
All right. As you approach, they see this hulking man with a man cleaver. Yeah, and and they get on their knees and they're like, please don't kill us. Please help us. And these people are clearly not armed, and it looks like they've been on the run for days, if not weeks.
Get up. Why? You are in danger. And I instinctively give them food. And water. Or actually, not water, it's wine.
They pathetically and profusely thank you and start to take some of the wine and food and things. They look exhausted and almost deranged with fear.
Godman.
Yes, I will approach them. I pull out my symbol, my holy symbol, and say, "Are you followers of the light?" And I kiss the holy symbol and I hold it up for them to kiss one at a time.
They trained in doing this. One of them mutters. You hear him go, "I am now," and then like they take it and they kiss and bow it to it, and then they're like, "Oh," one of them, a different one, not the one that said that. It's like, "Oh, thank you so much. We have to get out of here."
Yes, but before you pathetic weaklings, but before you leave, though, you must tell us what is chasing you.
There were a group of people. There was a battle south of here, and they pressed us into service. We didn't choose this, you see. It wasn't us. We didn't choose this, but.
Now, these men who pressed you into service wouldn't happen to be Lord Meriadoc's men, would they?
Lord Meriadoc? No, that's absurd. Lord Meriadoc of Eastreach? The Lord of Eastreach? No, these are...
same.
No, these were... they were criminals. They were brigands. They have a fortress south of here. And they had entered into a war with another group, and we fled once we had a chance. They were going to slaughter them anyway. A group of them were headed back to the fortress, and the group that we had fallen in with, they were so bloodthirsty, and nearly killed them all to a man and woman.
Now, what say we get you back to Zelkor's Ferry in exchange for something simple, if you can? If we show you a map, can you mark on it where you came from, where that outpost is that they're set up, these brigands?
I think so, and I'll actually move you to kind of a scratch pad here, and then you can actually draw on it. Are you able to? Are you able to see
each one?
You're able to see this, the white. Just want to. You are okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Heretic. Sorry about that.
I apologize. I'll lead each one of them over separately to him. The way, if their stories don't, work out, we'll know.
Okay. Yeah, you do the cop thing and separate them and check their stories and stuff. You all should be able to draw in here if you're going to try to, draw a map or explain. And Father Bloombad, when you separate out the other guy and he's eating, he's like, "Yeah, it's Anne's group. They had a fortress they'd built, a community south of here, maybe 80 miles south, I'm not sure, and across the river. But not this one, not this east-west river, but one south of here. And on the other side of it, on the east side of some hills, they had a little bit of a wood fort that they'd built. And anyways, a group of them was out patrolling, and they ran into us. We'd heard of them. We were trying to make it to them, but they were all nearly killed. I'd say probably everyone in that fort's dead now. And we heard that there's some other fort up here, something like Zelkor's Ferry or something like that. And that's why we tried to make our way up here.
And you'll make it yet? What's the name of this river to the south?
And it's funny because I'm actually trying to do it off the top of my head. I'm not gonna. No. It's good. It's good because like I'm not gonna look at the map, and this guy wouldn't either because he doesn't have a map, right? So he tries to describe it, and he's like, no. It's much further than that. Like much further south. And then there's like a bunch of forest. He draws this in the dirt if you let him. Forest for a long ways, and then you'll come into another river, I think. I think it's also an east-west kind of thing. And then somewhere south on the other side of that are some hills, a series of hills, and another forest. It's like that, see? And somewhere over there is a little hill fort that this woman made. But I'd say, as I said, they killed the group that was out patrolling, and we were able to get away during that from the service we'd been pressed into. They called it Anne's group, but I think they're probably all dead now.
What's the name Wild Edge mean out to you?
Wild Edge. Yeah, they had talked to... I'd heard about that.
And sorry, you said Anne's group? The group that had been wiped out?
Yeah, probably they were wiped out. I mean, the group we were running with, they were just bloodthirsty, murderous. I guess if you don't have a hill fort or a wood fort out here, I guess that's what you got to be. But nonetheless, they killed everyone in that patrol, and I imagine they went back to the fort and took it too. And anyways, what'd you call it? Something Run? What did you call it?
The Wild Edge. You ever hear
the
that
Wild
name?
Edge. Yeah, my group we had crossed something we called the Wild Edge, a river, but I don't know if it's the same one. It would have been way further to the east. I'm not sure if it's the same river or not.
You ever see a tower with a skull on top? Down that way. Across the
Tower
river.
with a skull on top.
Aye. Just maybe a pillar,
Well,
some sort of landmark.
we didn't travel to that fort. We crossed the river, and I could see it. There's an open area there. So I didn't see anything like that. Probably wouldn't have been close enough to see anything like that anyway.
Gregarious, Father Blumbad, Krogan, what do you think? Do we trust him?
Do they all give the same story?
Generally speaking, yes. So this guy's giving a lot of specifics. He's dropping a name, but the general story that they got pressed into service by a bunch of bloodthirsty rogues, and that they entered into a battle with a group called Anne's group, or Anne's people, or something like that. That all seems to line up.
Now you're seeking passage to Zelkor's Ferry. What were you before you were outlaws?
The one guy, he's like, These others, because the other three are about to speak. He's like, I'll tell you the truth. I was an outlaw. I worked on the roads. I gotta look at my. Gosh, I gotta look at my.
Krogan is gonna be looking around though. So what do you want to do? South and find out what happened to his aunt's body and meet these other people? I'll go to the Mountain of Doom. We have two choices now.
I think if we trust these men, we get him back to Zelkor's Ferry. Maybe we head out the next day, search for this fort.
Claim it for ourselves?
If you think we can. If there's been a fight there recently, it'll mean that the defending forces depleted themselves.
It would probably be better to take them
to
with us.
avenge Anne. I don't know who she was, but I'll avenge her. In another world, there may be romantic interest, but I think she may be dead.
Sorry. Heretic, you were saying also?
It would probably be better to take them with us. I mean, they're obviously brigands that got beat downs, and now they're acting like they're refugees.
Yeah,
And the ones
actually,
that
they can probably
committed
fight.
Yeah.
And if they're being honest about it, that's honestly, that counts for something.
The major city south along the coast road on the east in the eastern province that is Eastreach is Corgay. Corgay keeps kind of coming up, but I will. That's where he said that he acted as kind of like a horse thief, a petty thief. And then in his adventures as such, he was pressed into service in the wilds north of there. The others deny it. They claim that they were merely travelers, and one of them says they were a pilgrim and stuff like that. So anyways...
I asked him, what do they say? Does he agree with them, or does he say they're lying also?
Oh, yeah, you ask and send them against each other. He's like, I don't know these men. What is the decision, Krogan? Sorry, I was looking up the town name because I was like, I couldn't remember the town name.
I say we have no more excuses. Enough of this talk. We go to the Mount of Doom.
All
We
right.
have our mercenaries and our minions.
Alright then, you three. Here's how it'll be. You'll camp with us for the night. In the morning, we'll take you back to Zelkor's Ferry. Or tomorrow. And you, the one who owned up to his past, you'll come with us the next time we head out to reclaim that fort. You guide us there, honest. You don't even have to fight. How's that for an honest man's living for a change?
That's what I meant. Go to the tower, not the Mount of Doom.
He thinks about it for a second and he says, pay for my food, place to sleep, then I'll do it. Plus anything
Done.
that we find, I get a share.
Seems fair to me. So long as your mapping's all good.
The name's Firkar.
Kalach.
Nice to meet you, colleague. And then he meets Father Bloombad and Rogarius and Krogan, of course. Okay, so you all are heading back to Zelkor's Ferry? Is that right?
Yeah, pardon me. I got that mixed backward. I meant to.
All right, I'll just go ahead and do the rolls to see if anything happens.
Watch yourselves.
You're able to make it back to Zelkor's Ferry without incident. By the time you arrive, it is now... let's see, it is now the 15th of Fomhar, or Lunasa the 15th of Fomhar. And it is now like a torrential flood outside. Like absolute, just pouring down. Storms have come. But the other three have nowhere to go, so they hang around the inn, sleeping in the stables, of course, like all the other types that come here, overland. Accepted, so long as they don't cause trouble by Odo. It seems like that seems to be the arrangement. Odo seems sympathetic toward the people that are driven here from other gangs into his little town. So long as they don't cause trouble, they can stay here, and if they can pay, they can stay at the inn. They are also available to take with you. That brings us to a total of, let's see, 7 total hirelings are available that are torchbearers, so level 0 types. And then Furkar has agreed to accompany you as long as you pay for his food and lodging, and he gets a share of treasure found.
I'll pay for his lodging.
Okay.
I better take a call, but I'll be right back. Well, I'll still be logged in, but I'll mute myself.
Okay.
Sorry about this.
No problem. And then you all should also have marked off, what is that? 1, 2... This would be 2 rations, 2 days of rations, and then a gold piece if you want to stay at the inn when you get back. All right. What do you want to do? You want to head back out into the rain and travel overland? Or do you want to wait? That's an option people have mentioned that you can do. You can just say, hey, we'll wait.
We can even we get there and move quickly. We can get to this tower, right? He can show us the way. Is a night assault out of the question?
He tells you, he's like, listen, friend, this isn't going to be no day's march. We're talking a week and a half, maybe 2 if we go out and the weather's bad.
Should we start now then?
Yeah, stock up on food.
Does everybody have the money for it? Somebody will probably have to help Regarius because I believe he bought a horse, and I don't think he has any money left.
Yeah, we'll just assume that gets covered by one of us, and we'll ask him when he's back.
All right.
But worst case scenario, one of us will do that.
All
We're
right.
going to pay these mercs for their day's wage to stay at the inn. That can go to a day of trail rations. It's still a gold.
Yeah,
Is that
okay.
okay? Keeps the total the same.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you can assume that the money you spent for the mercenaries is covered. Good point. And you all want to head out into the rains the next day on the 15th?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, actually, do you want to wait a day or not?
Oh, actually, yeah. I'm sorry, Krogan. Yeah. What's the plan for the group? Is it should we wait till the weather improves, or you want to head out?
Well, I mean, time-wise, if we wait a day, we can just skip to it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing. Unless you want to do something, right? If you wanted to wait for.
No, I want to party. I was going to drop another 10 gold pieces.
Oh. If you want to party, I can see if more people show up, and I won't waste any time. I'll just tell you if they're useful.
Yeah,
I'll just tell you who they are.
Anyone join us for the?
Okay, here
I'll
we go.
spend the day off prepping the mercenaries and looking over the maps.
You have do this twice to see if and it happens. Okay. Very interesting.
Oh man, I mean heretic. What are you gonna do?
Wayfarers. Well, anyways, there are even more people here. A group of people have traveled here, and it looks like they've traveled along the old path to get here. There is also a... I missed this, so I'll complete the roll again. There is a cleric. So they probably have led them. It's a group of pilgrims, probably. They've heard about all the heroism here and the deaths and the evils and stuff, and they've traveled here.
So quickly, brevity's sake, I could introduce and say, I'm Krogon, and we're going to kill some bad guys. We want to come along. We'll pay you gold piece a day.
He says, my son, violence is not the answer. Only in opposition to chaos, those things that would corrupt and murder, must we stand firm. The foul abominations that are said to creep here on the edges of this place. But murder to our fellow man is not the answer.
Perhaps I can clear things up.
Well, what about Father
speaks the
Bloombad?
Oh yeah, Bloombad.
These are evil men that we pursue.
Evil men. What makes a man evil?
I mean, the killing of the innocent, pillaging.
Aye.
Those things are evil. I can tell that you're one of our faith. I've heard that there are things like this out here in this place. What brings you here, Father?
I come to stomp it out. Or die trying.
Aye. Well, I have heard of one. I spoke to someone who had traveled through here, a pilgrim, who said that there are those who are standing against chaos in this place. Can you assure me that that is what you do?
Yes, I swear upon the light.
Then I would accompany you if you'd have me. But I will defy chaos if I should find some foul taint in this wilderness anywhere it appears.
Yes, the taint is quite foul out here. Tusco smited.
Now, he doesn't have a horse either. But, you know, you got a cleric. This is a level 4 cleric, I should note. This is yeah.
Okay. Kind of punching above our weight here.
Could Krogon actually run with everybody? He'd give his horse to this holy man.
Yeah.
He's in awe. He's like, oh, he exudes so much power.
He refuses the horse. Yeah, he says, that is so kind of you, but no. You can save your strength if you would just only promise to use it to defend the innocent.
Krogon got it. The first time you see him, he's been unsure.
Uh-oh. Would you share your burden with a mule, Father?
I could do that. Thank you. And he unloads his stuff onto a mule. Okay, let's head back out. Where are we going?
Oh, so I turn to everybody. So, everyone, speak your mind. Everything's open. We work like council amongst my elders. What do you want to do? And we make space for my friend Malar as well, and then this new cleric. His name again? He was the father.
Uellis.
Uellis?
Uellis. That's Uallas. Uellis.
I describe everything. I scratch out a map on the ground showing where we've been and our options, and I say, everybody, we know about these marauders outpost, and we think we can go there and take it and perhaps turn it into our outpost, and then we can have a jumping point into the Mountain of Doom, he always calls it, which is that massive spire complex that we did. Well, I won't say anything more, but and then I describe about the hut, and then what do you think? I say to everyone. So we wanted to take out the tower and see what happened to Anne's party.
Father, we make for a place of clemency that's been destroyed. We're looking to reclaim it.
Hi.
It was a safe haven.
That sounds like something that people need in this place. And he looks at Faircar, kind of like peering into Faircar. Faircar ignores him. Faircar also is like, are we heading out or not? Are we gonna just stand in the rain?
The rest of us are under the awning. I'm like, why do you stand out there?
I thought that maybe we were gonna travel.
I
Right.
don't think we should let rain slow us down.
All right. If you depart the peninsula, I suppose there's a couple of options, kind of macro here. You could stay along the coastline, going around the mountainside, or you could go back toward kind of the mouth of Doom and make your way over the mountain and through the forest. Either that, or you'd need to go all the way around, which would be... And Firkar points directly to the south, and he's like, we should just follow the coast south.
I mean, it's one less way for enemies to attack us from. I mean, it's,
Yeah. We can't get lost either.
What do you think,
Yep.
Krogan? Does that sound good?
Hi.
All right.
We have a code.
You say one less way for enemies to attack, and there are enemies that attack, but you have a whole army of mercenaries with you. One of the mercenaries is killed as you're tromping through the forest southeast of the mountain on your first trek in the heavy rains. A monstrous spider, half the size of a man, descends from the forest canopy and grabs him and pulls him up. His body falls limp from the poison. The rest of the mercenaries hack it down and kill it, bringing you to 6 mercenaries. And that is the first day. Let's see. Let me count this. We got
We'll bury the body.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Carefully.
Oh, you buried the body? Okay, yeah. Let's see here.
So let's burn it, actually. But
All right. The next day, toward the end of the day, the rains finally begin to let up. But at the end of the day, as night falls, you find in your travels 10 more desperate peoples wandering in the forest outside your campsite at the edge of the wood line. A mist falls all along the river front, making it hard to see around you, the visibility. And you'll see me switch back and forth from the map. That's because the map is not meant to be some kind of primary reference per se. It's just to help describe the environment. So I'll kind of keep switching back and forth. So you followed the riverfront. Now 2 days travel south of Zelkor's Ferry. And just as you're setting up camp, there's a forest off to your right. Forests stretch on ahead of you. You can kind of see I don't know what it's called, but where this river ends, a small lake at the very end of it, the waterfront ends. And there's some clearing there where the waterfront is, but otherwise past that's just forest as far as you can see. Off to your right where this forest is, you can see 10 figures as you're setting up camp. in the dark. What do you do?
Are they armed?
You can't tell. It's dark. They are probably 150 yards away from your campsite. And you can assume that you picked the most tactical campsite you could find, of course, before night fell.
Is this the same 10 we saw fleeing?
From where you are,
these
are 10 figures in the dark. So you would probably
okay.
Somebody would need to sneak up and take a look if they were to try to find out, or just
sounds like
go
a
up to them.
job for sneaky rogue.
We have several thieves.
Malar is like, "Don't worry about this big guy. I got this." And then I'm gonna see if he can do it.
But I tell him, "Whistle if you need my help."
Sure thing, big
Why are
guy.
they dying to these guys pretty good, Krogon?
And he sneaks forward, sneaks back, no problem. Comes back and he's like, "We're just a bunch of refugees, a bunch of desperate, crazy vagrants. Whatever's happening out there in the coast road southeast of here must be well, all of these people are traveling north and west."
Should we hail them and send them on their way to Zelkor's Ferry? We can't take on more at the moment.
Yeah.
All right, who talks to him?
Perhaps somebody else will assist them, but tell them not to let anyone know where we are.
Okay.
I turned to one of the priests. This 4th level guy is pretty heavy, but I don't refer to him because I'm more loyal to my friends. So turn to the others. What do you think?
Yeah, I say we just send them on their way. I mean,
Okay. I may scare them if I walk up to them.
Ulysses takes he takes some of his equipment and his food, knowing that he doesn't have enough food, even for the journey that you're proposing, and gives what he can to these 10 people, and he blesses them. And it's a literal blessing. He casts bless. And you tell them where to go to Zelkor's Ferry. I'm going to see if they survive.
Kellogg will also, he has quite a bit of extra food, and he'll send them with a couple days' rations as well.
Perhaps we send one of our mercenaries.
You said you send one of the mercenaries with them?
Anyone looks sick or weak or wounded? We had one who was killed, right?
One of them is dead. The rest of them are fine, yeah.
Okay.
Are any of the mercenaries willing to do that without an officer present?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, return away from these horrible forests for pay. And after they've seen one of their friends die, 2 of them are like, "We'll stay together and we can defend them."
If we get back to Zelkor's Ferry and hear anything other than that you guys went straight there, you'll have more than the wilds to tend with.
Aye.
Godspeed.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Continuing on. The visibility improves the next day. Come on. Yeah, that's about right. Do you continue Faircar suggests continuing along the waterfront until the forest edge. What do you do? Krogon.
Continue along the water set. Yeah.
All right.
Proceed.
You
Everyone
make it,
beware.
using the horses, you're able to make it 2 tiles. I've got some checks to make.
In the season, like summer or fall? Summer.
It's currently mid-August. Fall is approaching. That's what Fomhar is, I believe, without looking at it. And let's see here. Krogon, roll a d6. Oof.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
you're traveling. This occurs afternoon. Okay, you're traveling about 6 miles. The forests begin to come dense, and the waterfront begins to recede as it ends into the small lake to your left. You can see the forest stretching on ahead of you, and then there's kind of a clearing, a valley further on from that. As you're traveling, suddenly you hear horse hooves as a patrol of people is suddenly upon you. It looks like 8 horsemen with a knight, 2 knights and sheriffs in heavy armor, and they're clearly wearing the tabards and flying the flag of Eastreach. And they come upon you, and they say, "Whoa!" And then the sheriff, who's wearing a cuirass and clearly the house symbols of the House of Eastreach, and he's got this big curled beard and everything. He's like, "Whoa there, travelers! What brings you out this way into the Forest of Hope?"
Oh,
We're off on a mission of clemency, sir.
Clemency, for whom and for what? And from what?
For lost travelers.
Lost travelers. And then he peers down, he looks, he sees Father Bloombad, and he sees you, Ellis. He's like, "Men of cloth, then? Ah, some sort of mission here in these woods."
Yes. Preparing to do away with road agents. Somebody has to.
Well, I'm afraid that you endanger my position then, Father. But nonetheless, I see that you're here to help others, and that's always a good thing in these places. Here in the god-forsaken forests at the edge of our lands and the borderlands. So, I wish you the best of luck. Please be careful. We saw people here south of here. They look like they mean ill. That's why we're patrolling the area.
You know, make sure you go in the other direction as fast as possible.
He nods oddly, at that comment, and then they ride off.
Cowards.
And oops, that's the wrong one. And let's see here. You camp for the night, and do you keep following where Faircar says to go? He says that you should go toward this opening, and then make it to the east into the forest. That's what he suggests.
Make it east into the forest?
Yeah.
Starting to get a little suspicious of this guy.
Yeah. Maybe we should.
Does he?
Actually, no. He
Scout.
says to continue south. I have it wrong.
South is the direction we were just warned that there are some bad actors.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have any thoughts about how to circumvent that?
Faircar's like, "You must not have been out in the Forest of Hope very long. That's what's out here is bad actors."
He could be leading us into an ambush.
I think this
if
is.
he does, he'll have a blade in his back long before we do.
I think this is day 3, so you should have removed 3 rations by now.
Oh.
I will. Let's see. So, I will roll for the next day. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, you circle back to the same patrol and you run into them. Do you want to do anything? They ignore you otherwise, knowing that you're traveling through here.
Not tailing them if they knew I've seen anything, but
the same thing as before. And then he confirms what he had said, or you confirm what he said further south. There is a group of people. Krogon, you can roll a d6.
okay. 4.
A 4. They do notice you, and it seems like they're approaching. You can see this is about midday. You can see a group of people approaching you from the forest. They're armed.
Bows up, lads. They come into range, and you see the slightest threat. That's a volley.
My sling is ready.
We'll see if they want to talk first. Make sure you can't be surrounded.
Does Felikar notice them?
Yeah,
Does he
so
recognize them?
everybody can see them now. Faircar, when you ask him that, he says, "No, I don't know these people."
Mailer. Sorry.
Yeah. If you allow them to approach, they one of them is like,
I'll hail
"Easy,
them.
easy." Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna hail them.
Ah, okay.
Want to allow them to approach?
Ahoy! Who are you before you approach? And I hold up my hand. Do they hold up their hand without a weapon?
Okay. Yeah, they do. The 2 of them that are approaching, it's like, "My name's Eoden. You must be from another group out here in the forest. Our group was attacked by a bunch of brigands. We'd heard that there's a settlement north of here, something like Zelkor's Ferry."
What do you men know of that blackguard Anne?
Anne. I hope she's still alive. We were part of the main group. Things are going badly there. Supplies are cut off. Have no one to trade with. The forest is dangerous. Food's running low. Winter's approaching.
You'll join up with us then. We're making for her defense.
I think not. We're done with that place. We'll head north, and if we don't find Zelkor's Ferry, we'll head west, and that's our plan.
Then Godspeed to the ferry, and we hope to see you there.
Aye. And if you allow them, they're just going to walk off.
I'm perfectly happy to allow a non-violent encounter if you guys are. That okay?
All right. This is a busy forest today. Let's see here. What is that? Oh, okay. This is actually a large group of people. There are probably probably 25 of them. They don't try to attack you, and they do continue to the north. And then lastly, another 4 of these giant spiders descend down from the treetops. This forest is infested with these things.
Would you last have gotten neutralized poison? Did he have that capability after the last time or no?
Yeah, he should have the, whatever the spell list is at that. I guess I need to bring that up. But we'll see if it's needed. Good point, though, actually. So I'll, let's see here. You've got 6 mercenaries left.
4. We sent 2 back to Zelcor's
Oh,
Ferry.
4. Well, I'll take... Well, anyways, one of them. And... Alright, you know what? I will,
That's too high of a level for him.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Neutralize poison.
It makes sense that
It's
it would be.
Slow poison. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and see if this thing can kill him. It kills him. It just kills him outright. One more mercenary is dead. The other mercenaries are able to fight back the remaining spiders and kill them. Let's see here. With that, you're able to continue 2 hexes. And able to make camp after that encounter. This kind of happens in the forest. Toward the evening, you can see a hillside rising up further to the south. Faircar points to it and he says, "Out there. It's not this river, but we keep following this river. It'll take us to the hillsides. We want to go in, stay away from the forest. There's spiders and worse things."
Yeah. We've lost 2 mercenaries to spiders.
I think that we're going to run out of time for the session. I want to propose that this can be contiguous, because the game is more important than the convention of the game. So, like, we can just pick back up in the forest, and you can continue, you know. You don't have to, like, lose that progress and be like, oh, yeah, that didn't work, and you went back to Zelcor's Ferry. Like, we can just continue through the forest. And it's been, how many days has it been? Gosh darn it, 4 now?
4.
Okay, so
This
4. So that means that from the 12th, you start left on the 15th. So that means 3. It's actually been a week. So it would actually be, it would be the 1-for-1 time for the next week. Anyways, we don't have to end yet, but I just want to propose that if you all would prefer, or you can return to Zelcor's Ferry. If you return to Zelcor's Ferry, time will advance at the same rate, but you're not going to be attacked or anything. You don't have to worry about that.
We're too invested in this, right?
Yeah, I say we stay out here.
Are you all
I'm here
able
for
to
it.
attend next
You
week,
guys are
though?
Okay.
Yes.
Darren, are you able to?
When?
Wednesday of next week, same time.
I might have a game on that night,
Yeah? All right.
but I might be able to change it. Sorry, everyone.
No, that's okay. Yeah.
All good.
We can also look for one thing, you still have a lot of hirelings, despite the fact that 2 of them left, 2 of them died. We're not out yet, but I can also find more players too. So, okay, so sounds like we're gonna, let's just, so we got another 20 minutes to see what progress we can make. But the question is, so that's what Faircar tells you. He says we continue past that hill, stay away from the forest, follow the river past the hills, and then we'll need to find a way to ford the river.
Why don't we ford the river now? Just in case he's trying to get us to ford it at some ambush point in the future.
It's going the wrong way. If you point that out to him. Try to ford east to west, it's not going to take you where you need. If you don't want to ford, we can head a good 30 miles, 40, 50 miles out of the way. There's a bridge. Of course, they lay ambushes on that bridge.
This is a long way for this guy to take us to just try to, sell us out. If he bore us that kind of ill will, I cannot imagine he would have even gone with us this far.
I mean, this could have been his whole intention. I mean, they could have sent him as a spy to do this.
It's true. They could have sent him as a spy to do this. Yeah. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt at the moment. But yeah.
At some point, I think we need to deviate from the path he's taking us, just to mix things up, to see how he takes it.
Yeah, but I also think he's probably right about the forest. That one almost seems like didn't need to be said. Common sense.
Yeah.
Giant spiders is the thing to avoid. Unless there's something worse in the river. But I agree. Maybe once I think you're right that the ford is a good place for an ambush, but I almost don't know where we would deviate from it until we get across the body of water that's blocking us.
What do you think? So Krogon, Regarius, what do you think?
Well, I'm pretty suspicious of this guy. I agree we should try to, at some point, maybe not here at the ford, but some point soon after the ford, try to say, no, we're going to go this way or something, like you said, and see how he takes it. I'm going to be keeping my bow out and a sharp eye out for ambushes.
Okay.
Now, you also have a map that should take over pretty soon if this is in fact the same place that we're headed now that we found on the map. So we'll keep an eye on that, and I'll see if things start adding up there.
Is that the blue lines going down?
I'll DM it to you real quick. It's in the roleplay channel, but I'll just copy the image and send it to you.
All right. What do you all do? Krogon, what's the plan for the group?
Like you said, it's drawing near. Yeah, we could just pause right here and pick it up next time.
You could. You still have another 15 minutes if you all want to make more progress in the forest. Try to get further.
Oh. Yeah, we could scout forward. What do you think? Or try look for a place to camp? No, we don't need to camp. We're just going to pause.
I think we can push another day.
Okay.
Do you follow Faircard's advice? He says to cross the hill, stay in the woods, or not stay in the woods. Cross the hill, stay out of the woods. Follow the riverfront.
He's done nothing to draw undue attention. Is anyone nudging me or kicking me in the shin or something that I should be not trusting him? Like, has he done us wrong in any way? Krogon sizes him up. Do I need to make a wisdom check or something to see if this guy's bullshitting us?
He just appears like he is. He's said that he was an outlaw working on the edge, the borders north of Corgay, and then he got caught up in a gang, and he was able to escape, and he's agreed to lead you all for pay and a portion of treasure.
That's like my story. That's perfect. All right. I say then, let's carry on.
All right.
And what do you say, all? Anyone object?
No, I'm just wary. But
Yeah.
With the 2 mules and horses and everything, you're able to move 2 hexes. I will go ahead and do the rolls for the day. All right.
We'll find out what happened.
You find another let's see, Krogon, roll a d6.
A 2.
2. You actually stumble into these people as you're traveling. As you're leading from the front, all of a sudden you hear noises directly ahead, just 15 yards. There are 9 people in the brush, off to your right.
Look out. Boy, who are you?
One of them answers. He seems like he's a balding, kind of shorter man. He says, "I'm Teog. Please, don't attack us. We have nothing to offer you."
Are you pathetic refugees?
I wouldn't say that we were pathetic, at least not. Very long ago we weren't, but I suppose now. You can kill us if you want, but we don't have anything to give you.
Does our
What's
man
changed in your
recognize them?
fortunes? Oh, sorry, Blumbat. Go ahead.
Does our man recognize them?
He also, Faircar is like, actually, no, that's actually a good point. Yeah, he's like, he says, "Teog, you idiot. So you ran away, did you?" And he looks across and he's like, "Faircar, like you could say you did any better." Faircar is like, "These were some of Anne's people."
Find out what happened.
Yeah. We're making for Anne's defense. What happened? What's the state of the place?
A patrol was sent north. They were massacred by these people. I don't know what he's doing in your company. I'd assume that you were part of whatever group is out here. I don't know their name or who they work for. But I can only imagine that they captured people. And that means that they know where Anne is in her wood fort. And no doubt they're probably all dead if I had to guess. The place
Would you head
was...
back to the fort's defense if you thought they could survive?
What would you even do at the fort? There's all these roving bands of people out here, and worse if you go into the forest. Do you have food? Is there an army? Does the lord of this realm even care?
All fair questions. We've a little food. Enough.
What do you say, boys? At least it's something. We have a better chance with this lot. And they agree to join you if you take them.
That all right, guys?
Yeah. How many are there?
There are 9
9?
level 0s.
Got some meat shields. Yeah.
All right.
Are they armed at all?
No, but you can always assume that level 0s will have a sling and a club.
Okay.
Which is literally them finding things to throw and sticks and stuff.
Right.
All right.
More spider food.
If you fair car the next day, so you camp out at the edge of the wood line near the riverfront, and the day sorry, go ahead.
There was something like Fairguard. He accused him of betraying them.
He had fallen in with that bloodthirsty group that he was trying to get away from, that was opposing these guys, as I understood it.
Okay, and so does he know anything about Anne? Could I press him?
You talking about this guy Teog?
And Fairguard, and say, "What do you know of Anne? What has happened to this person?"
Anne's a good woman. She's trying to keep order out here with these people that end up on the bad side of the law. It's an easy thing to do out here. The law doesn't exactly live up to its name all the time. Some people find themselves up north of the settlement for different reasons, or along the coast road. For whatever reason, if they make it up to the road, the different gangs out here prey on them, kill them, take them, force them to work for them. Well,
A lot of that makes sense to Krogan. Oh, go ahead.
Faircar, he's I used to run with him, to be honest. But he got taken. I was lucky. I was able to make it to that to that wood fort.
It's not the first time we've run afoul of press gangers out here.
Aye, it's a lot. People do what they have to survive, and human life here is just another form of coin.
Not to us. Last time we ran into a gang of press gangers, we slew them to the man.
You sound a lot like Anne. All right, the night passes, and do you, at this point, Faircar says to head into the forest, because it becomes heavily wooded.
So now we have another guy who knows where we're going.
Yep.
To check these directions with.
Yeah.
I say we let Tiog know.
If you ask him, Tiog, he says, it's true. From here, if you don't have a boat to travel upstream, you have to make your way into the forest. Only other option is to go all the way around to the bridge, but that's another 2 weeks' travel.
Press on.
All right. You are able to travel to Hexes because you have all the horses to help with the load. And I will do my checks for the day.
Now, Mike, Arctic, you guys both had thoughts about diverging from the path we were given. What are you thinking about that now? And when might you like to do that? If it's on the table.
Well, since we've got another guy confirming, I feel a little bit better.
Same here. They couldn't have set this up. How would they have known? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
The Ford worries me, though.
I completely agree. I just don't see a way around it.
I think we need to send, like, a small group over first to scout before the main group goes over.
Okay, that's good.
Call up the hirelings. Who's first?
I'll go.
I don't know why,
I'll
but
go
I
with
feel
two
like
of the mercs and we'll take a look around.
I feel like these waters are hiding dire hippos.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely river monsters in there.
We could be hiding regular hippos and we'd be in trouble, man.
Dire hippos.
Darren, what do you make of these new guys?
I haven't seen them fight much. They're not sorcerers either, so they're okay.
Well said.
As night falls, and you nestle into the hillside, the most tactically advantageous place you can find. Cover, everything, and the hillside and the rocky parts of it. Something very strange happens as the moon rises. A single woman in robes, a gnarled staff, approaches over the top of the hill. You hear a chorus of voices, chorus of howling in the night. Oh, 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 just echoing, dozens and dozens of them. Behind her, she comes up to you. Who is on watch first?
I'll be on watch first.
She comes up to Father Bloombad. Her hair, she's beautiful, but her hair is crazy and matted, fangs in it. She wears robes, but has a slender and slight figure. She moves effortlessly through the woods. Comes up to you at the staff, and she says, "You all have two choices. Leave now or die. And with that, we'll end the session.